It's the podcast nobody asked for. Gary and Terry argue about music.
Yeehaw, baby.
That'll work.
All right, Gary, we are back for the second day in a row.
I know. But this one's going to get broadcast before, right?
This is going to get broadcast. Actually, I'm going to try to edit this and have it out tomorrow to promote a gig that you have for Centerville this coming weekend.
Yes, sir. Friday.
Okay. So, Gary, why don't you introduce our guest here? I'm going to let you do that.
Well, should I introduce her as Lexi or Alexis?
I think, what do you want to be called today?
Alexis today.
Alexis,
Okay,
we're
Alexis
more formal today. Okay.
That's right.
All right, go ahead, introduce her.
Well, this is one of my all-time favorite people that I've met, and her family's right up there. And this is Alexis Gomez. If you've not seen or heard of her
I
or
think
met
you have.
her, you're not alive.
She's like Centerville's claim to fame in many ways.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
we're going to let you talk in a second.
You're making me blush.
Oh, good.
No makeup, so that's good.
So I've known you for probably 10 years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You came down and helped me do some demo tapes when you were at college at Wright State.
Yeah.
And you went to college to be a Spanish teacher, correct?
Yes.
And you taught for a while.
I did. I taught Spanish for almost like 2 years, and I loved it, but obviously nothing beats trying to chase your dream. So.
Oh, that's true. So let's start with the dream. When did it start? Because you were a kid singing at a coffee shop at the corner of 48 and Franklin.
You do your research. You definitely do.
I do my research.
I love it. Yeah, I always say my first official gig was when I was 8, and my dad and I played up at, it was called Coffee Affair on the corner of, like literally right across from the Veda Salon. So, I started when I was 8. Obviously, I had been singing before then, just with the family and everything, but definitely got that little bug as soon as I sang in front of people and got to just experience that kind of energy with connecting with people. I think there was no stopping it from that point.
So
And the kind of songs that you did then were
what?
Not country.
No, they were country.
Oh, they were.
You've always been country.
I've
Okay,
always been
cool,
country.
cool,
So
cool.
the song that I sang is "Where Would You Be" by Martina McBride.
Oh, nice.
Martina McBride was like my 8 to 10 years old. Like I listened to her greatest hits CD. I was listening to everything Martina McBride back then, and that's what I sang. I did sing at my church too, but I was always in love with country.
As a side note, we opened for Martina McBride.
I'm gonna throw
back
up.
in the courthouse
Really?
square. Yeah,
That's
and
such a weird combination.
I know. Well, it was us, Martina McBride, unknown at the time, pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
And Gladys Knight. And I
What?
thought, are you kidding me?
I'd like to be a
that's a pretty incongruous grouping there. But then they said, we'll give you $500 for a 40-minute set. And I went, put me on that midnight train to Georgia. and we did. And Martina she was nobody.
That's
and
incredible.
She was amazing.
She is
And
incredible.
Her
Her voice.
eyes were so
the
blue.
blue.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. But what a talent.
Yeah, she's awesome.
But
So
yeah,
can we talk?
It sounds good anyway.
So let's talk a little bit about the elephant that's in the room here,
Okay.
or elephant that's not in the room with us.
I know.
So we had originally invited Alexis and
Lexi.
Lexi to me because I've known her 10 years, and her father Saul, the creator of Lexi.
We call him the Godfather.
Co-creator. Oh, Godfather.
The co-creator.
I like
That's
it.
right. Your mom really gets all the credit.
Yeah.
To join us, and he did everything in his power to come up with a reason why not to.
I know.
I
And he
can't
said
let
he
you
was
dog him.
shy in front of cameras.
This guy
Come
he could easily be on TV. He could
Oh,
easily be on.
absolutely.
This guy's so nice. He's a wonderful person,
Yeah.
and you have a man crush on him.
Well, we shouldn't probably call it that, but anytime I'm playing on stage and I'm just kind of catch yourself not into the moment and going through the motions, I think of Saul. Because he is constantly smiling, personable, happy on stage 100% of the show. And I've told him that, and I think it embarrassed him a little bit, but
It embarrasses me to listen to you.
He is who I try to emulate when I'm not really into it.
Sure.
So
Well,
anytime
Me
you
too.
see me smiling, I'm thinking of Saul.
So how did
I'm telling your wife.
Yeah, that's right.
so Lexi, which is easier for me because I'm always talking to my little aide over there, and I get him confused. did your dad drive you into music? Did he have a guitar? Was he doing it and you said, I want to be that? Is that how it happened?
Yeah, definitely. So my dad plays guitar, but what people probably don't know is he plays like every single instrument. So really growing up, what I started with him was him playing piano. He's an incredible piano player. So I remember, like, I actually did a video on this. Like, my very first memories of music is probably at least, like, I don't know, probably not 2, maybe 3 or 4 years old, laying in bed, going to sleep, and we had a baby grand piano in our living room, and I could hear him playing that as I was going to bed. Like, that was his, like, decompress time at the end of the night, and I would listen to him playing Billy Joel, Elton John. He played Garth Brooks on there. Like, literally. So, for sure, my dad is the person who just sparked that music, you know, that love for music and that idea. And
you have brothers and sisters, correct? How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have one brother and one sister, and they're amazing musicians as well.
I know that.
Yeah.
I was in a room with them, and they were really quite incredible.
Yeah, my brother is the oldest, and he is really similar to my dad, plays a little bit of everything, but his main instrument is bass. My sister is an incredible piano player. The only one that, like, took actual lessons and, like, knows what she's doing. The rest of us all play by ear and learn from my dad. My sister's an incredible singer as well, and then they all write music too.
So did you go to Centerville? I can't remember what high school you went to.
So I went to Centerville High School. I always say, like, this life journey helped me because I switched schools like 4 or 5 times.
Why?
I started off in West Carrollton, went to Harold Chanel.
Yep.
Love West Carrollton, but probably didn't want to go to middle school there. But still love my Pirates. It's all good.
Were they year-round?
They were year-round, and my family loved that. Harold Chanel was great. And then my parents decided to put me in private school in middle school, so I went to Bishop Leibold.
Oh, yeah, Catholic school.
I'm not Catholic, but my grandma was,
and
she went to St. Henry's.
I'm going to let you go with that. That's all right.
I love it.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I'm Christian, but same. Jesus is our Savior.
That's right.
It's all good. And then halfway through middle school, we moved to Michigan. My dad was in the car business, so he bought a dealership.
Yeah.
And I was homeschooled for a short bit. And jokingly, I always say my mom was not cut out for homeschooling because she did like the online program. She set me up for the online program. And by 11:30, she'd be like, "Do you want to go shopping?" I'd be like, "Yep, let's go."
That's a good lesson in life right there.
Yeah, I skipped about half a year of school because that homeschooling did not count. And then I went to a school in Michigan until 9th grade. And then my dad decided that he was going to leave the car industry and come work for our church. So then we moved back to Ohio, and then I started Centerville in 10th grade. So I spent actually just, 3 years at Centerville, kind of all over the place, but I think that's kind of...
We claim you. We're claiming
Thank
you as well.
Thank you. No, Centerville is
And my neighbor
amazing.
claims her also because he was her baseball coach.
Who is it? Rado?
Miss Rado.
Yes,
Rado.
I love
And
Coach Rado.
He said she should have been a track runner because she was the fastest person on the team.
She's tall. Actually, you could do the hurdles.
No, they said I looked so slow and uncoordinated, but somehow I was the fastest person because I looked like a big, giant, lanky thing that didn't know what she was doing, but somehow I did it.
As soon as I see him anytime,
that's what he says.
You seen Lexi? Have you seen her lately?
That's so sweet.
That's his claim to fame.
When
he
did
coached her.
When did that switch go off where you said, I want to do music or I want to do something? You were right state and you came to do demos with me. When did that happen where you said, this is what I want to do?
So like he was saying, I did sports, and my 2 dreams were to play softball in the Olympics and to be a famous country singer. And I always, even in high school, I did music and things like that. But when I got to college, I felt like I had to make a decision because both of those things would be very all-consuming if I wanted to do them at a high level. And I decided that I wanted to do music.
Good choice.
Yeah, thanks. I still play sports now, even for fun, like, rec leagues with the family. But I felt like if I wanted to do just one thing and try to go all in, it was going to be music. So I got really serious about it.
What year was that, you think?
2010, like right at the end of high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever do anything in high school?
I did. Yeah, I had a bad experience in middle school choir because, like I said, I wasn't like trained. My dad, I sang by ear, I played by ear, and I just, I'm sure she was an amazing teacher, but I had like one of those scarring moments where like I couldn't read sheet music. I didn't know how to do this and how to sing these certain parts, and she like put me in the back row, told me, like, don't sing so loud, do this, do that. So I got really shy about my music in middle school. And in high school, I sang all at my church, but I did not rejoin choir when I went to Centerville or anything.
Wow.
I sang in the talent shows, and I did, like, our graduation, but I did not participate. And I wish I would have, because I think it would have helped me. Obviously, I've learned more. But, you know, we all have those experiences that, you know, shape us, and they happen for a reason.
So let's get to the good part where somehow you ended up on American Idol. How did that happen?
Somehow. How deep into this should I go?
Well, just go to there's 1,000 people out there saying, how did she do it? Because I want to.
Okay, well then I like to tell. Then I like to tell the longer story, but I'll try to make it short, because if people really want to know how it happened, I have to tell the pre-story. So we're talking about right out of high school. I was 18. I worked a summer job babysitting and at the mall, and I saved up all of my money to go audition for American Idol. And at that time, the closest one to Ohio was in Wisconsin. So literally, 18-year-old, I had to save up like $700. Like you had to get a hotel for 2 nights because it was a 2-day process, save for gas, and my parents really wanted me to work for everything that I wanted to do to kind of learn those lessons. So I paid for that. Some of my family, I think, did contribute and help me get there. But we drove out, my parents and I, you wait in line like you see on TV, those 90,000 people and whatever.
Oh, God,
it's insane. Yeah. We waited for like 11 hours, and my parents were able to see us because it wasn't the TV judges. The first rounds are like, you know, producers and behind the scenes people before you get there. And so my parents are like standing over there. I get up to sing after 11 hours of waiting, all this travel. They're recording it. You can literally look at the recording. I sang for 9 seconds, and they said, "Thank you, it's going to be a no."
What?
Home. Yeah, 9 seconds.
First time?
First time. I sang for 9 seconds after literally months of saving my money, driving all the way there, waiting in line. I didn't even get an opportunity to be like, can I sing another one? They'd be like, next. Like, it is like that.
Was it a cappella?
A cappella. No instruments.
What did you try singing?
Oof, good question. I think it was a Faith Hill song. It was a Faith Hill song. I'm going to have to...
You can come back.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that one up because I was, you know, obviously song choice is so important. But yeah, it was a no. So I was like, okay. And later that summer, I went to Nashville because I was like, okay, clearly I need to figure out how to stand out because maybe in Dayton, Ohio, I'm doing okay, but there's other competition.
So you packed up your car and went down there by yourself?
With my parents.
Oh.
My parents drove me down. We spent all weekend trying to get into the bars and honky tonks on Broadway. I couldn't because I was 18 years old. Finally got in on like a Saturday morning before they put the, you know, age restriction up. And yeah, we could go into that, but I got in, I started singing, I hung around all these other musicians and singers, I took more voice lessons, did all this stuff to try and, you know, step up my game. And that next year, I went back and I tried out again. So that year was in Chicago, so a lot less travel time and a lot less money spent. But that year, I did get through the executive round, but the same exact thing, waiting in line, hotel for 2 nights, like all this stuff. I got through the executive producer round. I got to the TV judges, which were Randy Jackson, Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj, and Keith Urban.
Really? 4 of them?
That was 4 of them that year.
Keith Urban, my wife.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And you guys know, my family's amazing. I have a huge family. And since it was Chicago, just 5 hours up the road, I brought 22 people with me.
Yes, I love
I had, you know, my 22 family members and Ryan Seacrest are all standing there like, is she going to get the golden ticket?
Oh, that's
so
good.
I go in.
Probably good. That was good.
Well, we'll get there. Yeah. So I go in, I start singing. Literally, I sang Something to Talk About by Bonnie Raitt, which I thought was a really good song choice. It was like country, but like a little soulful, so it could show different parts of my voice. I put my own spin on it. And so I start singing that. Not 10 seconds into it, Randy Jackson starts laughing, and he's like, throws his arms up. And again, like, you're in a weird situation, so I don't know what to do. Do I keep singing? Do I stop? Do I keep going? So I just kept going. He finally flagged me down. He was like, this is a joke of country music. He's like, you are not ready. You are not there. He was like, this isn't even a country song.
What?
Swear, that's what he said. I mean, it was like very, very harsh, especially I was 19 at the time, like very harsh. And so he gets up and he's like, my vote's a no. They can do what they want. He gets up and he leaves the table. The other three all say like, yeah, thanks, but go ahead, go work on it. And I'm like, you don't understand. I'm the begging girl at this point. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I have like 25 people out there who like left their jobs. They paid to come here. Like, please, can I sing another song?
Was it
can I do this? All a cappella. Yeah. I think this was before they allowed you to like bring a guitar in. And so I'm like, can I do another one? Can I do this? And they were like, you can do another one, but we feel like our answer's solid, but go ahead. And so I sang another one, and they all said, just for the three of them, and they all said no.
What was it? What was that song? Do you remember?
I don't remember what that second song was.
God, a song. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible that I didn't realize this.
Yeah, that's why I like to tell this story. So they all said no, and I never want to be the like drama person on TV. So I'm like, don't make a scene. Right. But I walk out there, and like Ryan Seacrest is like, what did they say? And I see like all of my family just like sitting there like smiling, waiting, and I'm like, it was a no, and I'm like trying not to cry, trying not to like be emotional. But again, this is my first time when I got to see what reality television is really about, because then they take you into the interview room and they're like, Alexis, do you feel like you disappointed your entire family for coming out here? Oh, the way they ask the questions, they're like, how much did they sacrifice, and all the things you sacrificed for the moment to just like, how does it feel to just like slip through your fingers? And I'm like, it's fine. And I made it through the interview without crying. And then as soon as I walked back out the door and saw my dad, I just started bawling my eyes out, because I felt again like it's like, oh, it just crushes you. And that one in particular, I think because there was like really negative comments and very like, I did feel like I let people down and like I wasn't good enough. So I did not try out the next year. I didn't try out the next 2 years.
Really? Mm-hmm. I didn't realize any of this.
Yeah, so I didn't try out at all. And then this is the part that not a lot of people get to know, where we get into the actual behind the scenes. So a couple years later, I'd spent all of college. I finagled my schedule to only go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I would leave Wednesday night and I would drive to Nashville until Sunday. I did that for 2 years, almost every weekend.
Just to play the bars.
And I have to brag, I maintained my 3.9 GPA through college as well, doing that. So you'll be proud. There we go.
I was going to say, retired teacher. So
yeah, it was exhausting, but it was towards the end of college when I was literally I was with my family, and I got a call on my phone and it said like Los Angeles area code, and I'm like, and when you're a singer and you're like, this is it, I'm getting famous, like this is who it is. So I pick up the phone and it says, hi, this is Peter, I'm an executive at American Idol, we'd love to have you come out to our audition in Columbus, Ohio. And I'm like, this is a prank call, because y'all told me I sucked. Like, basically, like, that's what just happened. And so I was like, okay. Got a little bit more information, and he said, hey, you don't have to wait in line. You can skip all these other judges. We're going to give you this thing called a fast pass, and you're going to go straight to the executive producers. If you make it, you'll go see our TV judges. So I'm like, okay. So I go to Columbus. I didn't tell a single person except for my parents that time that I was auditioning, because I'm like, I do not want that pressure on my shoulders.
I agree with you.
Yeah. And so we went up there, and it was very strange because I skipped everyone. They're like looking at me like, what's going on? Because I had a specific time that I was allowed to show up and be there and walk straight up and do all of that. And I had made it through the executive round. I went to Kansas City. This is all on my own dime still. So they sent me to Kansas City to try out for Harry Connick Jr., Jennifer Lopez, and Keith Urban. And so I went out there. Again, I got to skip the line on that day, which was really nice. And so, it's wild.
Yeah.
So
line hopping's not a sport.
No.
Not at Kings Island, anyway.
So, and then obviously that is the time where I ended up making it all the way to the top 12. And so I know that's a long way to say how I got there, but I think it's so important because it's not, music is a whole different thing, but really anything, it's like you have to know that it takes getting beat down and standing back up and getting rejected and trying again and being able to like really develop that thick skin. And if you really love it, then I guess you keep doing it, because here I am 10 years later.
So what song was it this time?
That song was Little White Church, which I still do at all of my shows today. And I always bring that up because song choice is really important. And I was able to take that one and I was able to make it my own, change it up a little bit. And I think that really helped.
You know what's funny about this story, because this is kind of a story I have to relate to. So many people come down here and they want that shortcut. Sure. They want to walk in that fast pass line and be a star.
Yeah.
They don't realize the hard work that you put into it.
Yeah.
And the time and energy, the rejection you got. So, anybody listening out there, it's not easy. And sometimes, even if it is where you want to go, maybe when you get there, it's not exactly what you thought was going to be in the first place.
Yeah.
So you were number 13. You got the top 13, right? What was the song you got cut on?
Sugar Pie Honey Bunch.
Oh, that doesn't fit you.
No,
that's real country.
So we had themes on American Idol. Each week was a different theme. That was Motown. And here's a big shocker. I think a lot of people have seen this on the internet. Now it's not as shocking. Outside of your initial audition song, you do not pick your songs.
Yeah. I knew that.
So that song I didn't pick. I picked Superstition. And I was practicing because I could make it, because country and blues and soul, they can all mesh together. But Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, I don't know how to do that one. And they do it last minute because I had wanted to do Superstition. They told me I could do it. And then 3 days before they said, we're going to give Superstition to this other guy. You're going to sing this song instead.
That doesn't fit.
And so
Did you know at that point in time you were just, that sucks?
I remember calling my dad being like, I don't know what to do with this song because it's a melody that's right here.
Do you get to kind of pick the direction of that song?
Yes, I can be as creative as I want. We work with a vocal coach and a band leader, and yes, they will help guide you, but it's your job to come up with the creativity of how you want to be different. And I really struggled on how to do it with that song. And I think I remember I obviously have listened back to the recordings, and it's not my best performance, but it's definitely not as bad. I feel like I could say that confidently. The judges tore me apart and said I was pitchy, said it was terrible song choice, which whatever. And the thing that was the most hilarious to me is Keith Urban said, I feel like you're faking your country accent when you sing. And I'm like, bro, aren't you from Australia and you sing country music? Are you faking your accent? So there was a lot. I think too, and we see this on every show. I think the judges and the producers work together. They know who they want to stay. They know who they want to go in. And I think my time was coming to an end regardless of the song that it was going to be.
I had a singer that made it onto The Voice, actually, the show.
Oh, yeah.
And they picked a song. It was an absolutely worst song she could have done. And she was dead at that point in time.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe
who won
you can't pick your own. You can't pick your own song. You can put influence. So I would submit here's my top 3 that I would love to sing. Yeah. And sometimes they could pick those, but for me that only happened one time.
Who won that year?
His name's Nick Fradiani. He is super nice guy, super talented. He actually does Broadway now. He does the Neil Diamond
oh yeah
show.
We saw him.
He came to Dayton.
That guy's awesome.
He's incredible, and he's a really good person too.
He was Neil Diamond.
Yeah, and he's a great person.
We just saw him this year.
What's funny about American Idol is so many people win. You only know Kelly Clarkson and
Carrie Underwood.
Mm-hmm. The rest of them, I don't know where they are.
Yeah, it's interesting to see.
Who's the guy?
You've got
that's got the real low country voice.
McCracken or something like
Scotty
that.
McCreery, Lauren Elena. You've got Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert.
Scotty has a song out with Hootie. Well, with
Darius Rucker. Yeah.
And it's the biggest song of the summer now because they're doing Hold My Hand is in a contra melody with what he's singing, and it's the biggest song that I can't believe you guys don't know the song.
I probably have heard it.
So when you finally say, okay, hit the road, you're not going to make the next round, what happens?
So we've talked a lot about my dad. My dad, not only amazing person, super talented musician, but
and not here,
Dad.
Sorry,
but
Saul.
he's a great business person, and I always am really thankful. I always jokingly said, like, I didn't have the stage parents who were like, my daughter is the best singer, she's gonna be famous. My parents gave me reality, and even though at times I probably wished they would have done something different when I was in those really sad times, I am so thankful that, man, that's why I graduated college. That's why I went to college for something other than music. Because I understand.
Good lesson there.
Yeah. And I may not be using my degree right now, but it has helped me get jobs, even get part-time jobs, get a higher pay, like just to have that college degree to fall back on. Man, if someone thinks they can't do both, you can do both. I promise you can do both. It takes extra work, but it's worth it. But also in the same regard, man, he was very business savvy, very like, we had dad, daughter, and then we had like business mode that we switched into.
Oh, really?
And we still do to this day. And we knew before I got eliminated, he was like, we have to go use this momentum. We have to use this platform immediately. Yeah. So like, you are allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be upset when you get home, but every day that passes after you got eliminated, more people are forgetting about you. Your name is not in the news. So we had to jump on that momentum. We started reaching out to booking agents, spending more time in Nashville.
So
I mean, we
I didn't
hit
realize
the ground
he's
running.
that smart. I didn't realize you're that smart.
No, he's awesome. I literally, because I am a creative, like that is my nature. So the organization, the details, what it takes to actually make all of those pieces come together when whether it's booking. I just said I'm terrible at answering emails. Like that's where he came in. He guided my career, and like I would not have been able to, I think, do it myself.
They didn't lock you down into any contracts, did they?
They did. You get locked down into a contract, but my contract, I was released like 7 months after I was eliminated. So anything that happened after I got eliminated, I had to get their approval for. So if I booked a show, the only thing I wasn't allowed to do was release original music. Well, I could, but they would take ownership of it. So I chose not to.
For how long?
For 7 months after the show. Well, they give you for like a year, and then they can extend it, but I got released early. So that is the only bummer part. It's like, man, that would have been the perfect time to release the originals.
Absolutely.
But at least we got to go and play shows and get our name out there. And then as soon as I was released from contract is when I started releasing my originals.
You're out of American Idol. Your dad's saying, we got to do something. Mm-hmm. Did you make a band happen then? Did you put a band together?
So we had a band before then, and we had an amazing band. And we talk about my brother, my sister. My sister, she's incredible, but she didn't like being on the stage. My brother, incredible musician, loved being on the stage. That's where I get my stage presence from. So my brother played bass, my dad played guitar, sang. My brother's wife sang background vocals, and then I sang. And then we had a drummer that came in that we've known for literally that my dad had been playing with. And that was the original band that started right after American Idol. And then about a year later, my brother had a baby, which his wife had a baby. So they both had to leave the band, and we kind of evolved. And we got a new band then, and that band I still play with almost every single member today.
What's funny, a brief story, because I was doing the bookings for Centerville fireworks and stuff like that. And somehow I was talking to Saul. He goes, you really need to consider Alexis. I go, I've never seen her play live. He goes, come to the church. Come to the Super Bowl party. They have this great church. It's Southbrook, right?
Yes, come to Southbrook.
My God, the sound system sounds like a Zeppelin concert.
Yeah. And their Christmas show.
It's out of control.
Yep.
It's just so he goes, come see her. Come, you'll love her. I go in there, and it is the most professional gathering of musicians I've ever seen. All black. They all wear the same colors, like a Vegas show. They knew their places. Mm-hmm. She was the front person. She did all that. They were just back there. But man, that was so good.
Did you come to the one where we did country music at the?
It was a combination of
all different songs?
Different stuff.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out which Super Bowl show you came to. That's cool.
Then I said, absolutely, you got the gig, right? There's no question about it. And so that's the same band you play with today?
Yep. It is. So there's been a couple of changes, here and there. You know how bands are, but really the only person that's different right now is our guitar player, and everyone else, my bass player, my drummer, we just had like a 10-year flashback on Facebook, and they're like my brothers, like they're like family. It's
so cool.
It's awesome. I know you can relate to that.
Now, don't you have another band though in Nashville?
Yeah, I was going to ask that question.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
A great question. So I do not have a band in Nashville. Basically, obviously, you can imagine how many musicians and singers.
Up whatever you need.
I have a group of people who I have my first call people. I've got my second call people. I've got my third call people. So what's incredible is just, over the years building those relationships and playing together. Everyone reads the same type of Nashville numbers and charts.
Yeah, they do.
So I say,
I
say, hey, here's my set list. Here's my original song. With the Nashville band, you don't get as much creativity because, here at home, we can say like, ooh, let's drag this out. Let's drag this solo out here. Let's do that. And let's kind of slow, or like, just have the ability to really rehearse. Right. With Nashville, you got to pay for rehearsals. So you better believe I ain't got extra money for that. Man. $250 a person for rehearsals at minimum. So
$250.
I send them.
God,
I lose money if I hire the Nashville band.
What can you just bring the guys from Dayton down? $250 a person.
Sometimes I can. My guys in Dayton, they to me are just as good, if not better, than the Nashville group because there's something about playing together so often and being tight. And they're all very professional, but they all have full-time jobs. They all do this on nights and weekends with me. And if we go like 4 hours outside of Dayton, they normally come. But if I have to fly somewhere or if they've got something going on, then I'll book somebody down in Nashville.
You have had a huge year, and I want to get to that in a second. But tell us, remind me and remind us, remind them, some of the bands that you've been on the same stage with, right, over the years. If you just name drop a few. I had Jeff doing it yesterday, but who?
No, I love it. So yes, I've been super fortunate, and it's awesome to share that. My favorite band, which I have to mention, is the Fries. Obviously. Second to them, probably my favorite people to play with was Montgomery Gentry. We played with them one summer. I think we played like 4 or 5 shows opening for them. It wasn't considered a tour, but they had just come in the areas. Like we play a lot, obviously, like Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, and they're from Kentucky, so we're kind of playing at all of the same places. And like just the nicest guys and so encouraging. And unfortunately, Troy passed away, but my very last show with them, I did their closing song and we sang it together. So that to me felt like it wasn't considered a tour, but that's what felt like I got to go on stage and actually perform with them. Yeah. So I watched that video and I just get chills.
Do you think you would have liked the touring of it? Or do you think you would have got burnt out? Because we've asked other people this question. Yeah. And we get different responses. What do you think?
I think 10 years ago, like maybe 8 years ago when I was a little more, like a little less doing this all the time, I think I would have loved it. I think now I might be a little burnt out.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Because I've been doing it for a while. Obviously not at the level of like, arenas and things like that. But yeah, it's been incredible. Outside of Montgomery Gentry, Old Dominion was one of my favorites because they wrote Better Dig 2, and I sang that song, and I didn't know, I sang it on American Idol, and I'd sung it that day, and silly me, I just assumed the band that sang it wrote it, I didn't think anything of it, and I got up and sang, and he was like, when he got on stage, he was like, thanks for singing our song, we'll be looking for our royalty check for you doing that up here. They were hilarious, and I love to see their success over the years. Yeah. What's cool, we talked about, I love 90s country, and that's a lot of what that's a lot who we've gotten to perform with. So, I mean, we've done Clinton Black, we've done Clay Walker,
that's good stuff.
Josh Turner, man.
Can I pause real quick and ask, because it seems like a good point, and you tell me you don't want to answer the question because you might offend somebody.
Yeah.
I feel back then in the 60s, country music was much different. You go today, it's so formulated, it's so chorus, verse, or verse, chorus, bridge, verse, get out, 3.5 minutes, and it's got to sound like this.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
I do feel like there is still a sect of country music, and I think probably the majority is exactly what you're saying. But I do also see and hear around town and from people who are in the industry that they're breaking away from that.
Oh God!
There's a big trend right now. I don't know if you guys have heard of like Zach Top, but he's really bringing back that like 90s country older sound. Same with like a lot of like guys, I haven't seen a lot of girls do it yet, but a lot of guys are kind of falling back into that. Like Luke Combs is releasing music that has like more of that like 90s
great
sound.
He's great.
Yeah, he's incredible. And so I do feel a shift. I agree with you. For a while, we were really into that bubblegum country radio music, and it was not my favorite.
Formulated.
Yeah.
And I felt that when I was going into songwriting sessions, when I would go and write with people, it would be, okay, here's this, here's that. And it would just, for me, it became really unfulfilling to write music like that. It's like, oh, for my catalog, I need something about drinking beer on Broadway, so let's go ahead and knock that one out. And it's like, okay. And then the next one, it would be like, okay, let's do this. And then the whole thing of like repeating the same word and the same melody. So it's like that monotonous thing. Like, I get it, but it's like, as a songwriter, it just felt, for me, I know other people are fine with that, but for me, I liked more of coming in of like, man, what am I feeling today? Like, what's speaking to me? And
exactly.
like, what are we going to authentically create, rather than like forcing it to fit in this box? And if it's not a radio hit, aren't we just trying to like express ourselves through music, and other people feel the same things as us? Like, so yeah, I agree with you. And
so let's go into this big, because you've had a huge year. Was it last year you did the soccer thing?
Yes.
And then you did this movie. Mm-hmm. You did a movie with Lee Greenwood. You know, it's on Amazon. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's so, how did all this happen? How did you get into the soccer thing, which was worldwide?
Yeah.
And then how did you do the movie?
So what's cool too, and I like to say this because not just for other people who maybe want to do this, but also for myself, is like 2024 and 2025 have truly been my biggest moments of my personal career. And American Idol was in 2015.
Oh, wow.
That time frame, like those 9 years of, oh my gosh, maybe this is going to happen, and then it doesn't. And maybe this is going to happen, and then it doesn't. Like, it, from American Idol, which most people would think that's the biggest thing that's ever happened to her, like, yes, that was the biggest platform, but as far as actually advancing my career and recognition for myself, it just happened. Like, just happened.
So do you still use former American Idol finalists? Is that still in your nomenclature?
Yeah. It is. I think that I'm really proud of that, and there are certain connotations. Some people don't like saying that. Some people, think that there's a stigma about the reality shows. But at the end of the day, it really did change my life and my career.
Absolutely.
So I will absolutely use that probably until the day I die.
Yeah.
How did the soccer thing come about? Because that was a worldwide audience.
But you wrote some of that song.
I wrote the entire song.
You wrote the whole song?
I
didn't know that.
Yeah.
And you did it in Spanish.
Yep. So I went to college to be a Spanish teacher, guys.
I have to tell you, she was a substitute teacher at Centerville. And
taught Spanish there.
And the buzz would be, my wife was there at the time also, and she would say, it's so cute to hear the kids, they're going, Alexis Gomez is our substitute. It's so cool. All boys especially, so sorry. But
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a starving artist. You do whatever job you can to make that extra money. But what's really cool about the song's called Vamos, which means let's go. It's a really common phrase in sports, especially in the Hispanic world and the soccer world. So I had this moment the fall before, so that would have been 2023, where I'm turning 30 that year. And so I always told myself, like, I would give it until I'm 30 years old to, do this, and if it doesn't work out, like, I understand the industry as you get older, blah, 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 blah. And I've been doing it for a very long time. So I had this little conversation with God, and I was like, okay, it is September. I'm going to stay in Nashville for the next 3 months. I'm not going to do the drive back and forth thing. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be focused. And like, if you want me to continue on this journey, you open the doors, because I don't know what else to do. Like,
sounds like a great song in that, right? By the way,
thanks. I'm like, okay, I've done everything that I know how to do to get myself to where I am. I don't have the connections. I don't have the the next steps. So okay, God, here I am. I'm going to say yes to whatever opportunities present themselves. But you have to be the one that opens the door. Literally the day after I had that little prayer in my head and conversation with God, I got a call from a guy who books me in Nashville a lot, and he said, hey, I've got a last minute gig at this steakhouse tonight. They just want background music. It pays $350. You have to pay for 45 minutes. And you get a free steak dinner.
Oh
I'm like, absolutely. And he said, and it's literally a room, like a private room, like this size, like half of this. And so I go in, I start playing, and he said, hey, I think there's some international people. If you want to throw in some Spanish songs, go for it, but it's fine if you don't want to. So I kind of knew that going in. And so, again, college degree, that helped me get a gig because I learned how, I had a second language, I had all these things, so go to college. So I go there, I start singing. I didn't know who the group was, and about halfway through the dinner, I take a break, and I have like my own seat away from all the fancy people that hired me, but they were so nice. They're like, no, come sit with us, come talk to us. And so I got to sit with them, and that's when I found out they are the executives of FIFA. So
really?
Yes, and they were having
Why are they there?
They were having some type of team building event in Nashville. So I'm sitting there, and what's cool is because it was a small room, because it was a small group and it was just me, it became a very like intimate experience for them to say like, oh, can I hear this song? Or like, tell us your story. Like, it was more of a interaction with people. So we eat dinner, we talk, I get back up, I play. It's the end of the night, and I just say, like, thank you so much. And one of the ladies, like, flagged me down, and she was like, I don't understand. She was like, how are you not famous? Which I'm like, that's flattering, but it's not that easy. And she's like, no, like, seriously, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I literally just say yes to all the gigs. I go in the room, I try to set up the meetings, I write songs. And she's just, like, sitting there, and you can, like, see her wheels turning. And she's like, well, how can we help you? And I'm like,
wow.
I don't know. I was like, I don't know. How can you help me? And she's like just sitting there, and she's like, I have an idea. And she said, I can't guarantee anything. And she said, but we are having our very first women's Gold Cup in the United States this year. It's the first time it's happened in the United States. Yeah. And she said, would you be open to trying to write a song for it? And she said, I can't guarantee that it'll be chosen, but I could at least throw your name into the ring. And I said, absolutely. Yeah. And like, I'm thinking in my head, okay, God, I hear you loud and clear. Like, I hear you, keep doing this. So I go home, and of course I mean that you can't just send the executives of FIFA a phone recording. So now I'm thinking, okay, I not only have to write a song, I have to get the money, I have to go record the song, I have to get a really good demo, and I have to send it to them, and they need it in like 6 weeks. So it's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna do? And at that point, and still really, I don't have any bilingual co-writers, so because I write mostly in English, and I would just like call my aunt or call my grandpa and be like, how do you say this in Spanish again? Like, help me, because speaking Spanish and singing, like, think about what we do. It's different with the phrases and how you do things. So it was never something that was like came super easy to me, but my aunt especially, and she's a singer and songwriter, she helped me with this one. So I wrote the song by myself in English, and I kept the vamos. I knew the chorus was going to be simple words that like American audiences could know as well. And I wrote it. I took it to the studio that I record at, and I'm like, what do you guys think? Can someone just tell me like what you think? And they're like, we love it. Let's record it. So I call all my regular recording guys, we go in there, and it's a train wreck because I've got country players trying to play something that needs to have like a Latin pop, Latin, and we still have our country aspects to it, but like it needs to be an international anthem. And so like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And now I just wasted the money, and I paid them, and I've got like 2 weeks left. And so this is so crazy. So the guy who helped me out with all this, and he kind of was acting as a little bit like my manager at the time with this particular deal, he's like, okay, I know this sounds insane, but the guy who's painting my house has a son in Colombia who's a producer. Do you want to send the song to him? And I'm just looking at him like, what? And he's like, no, I checked him out. He's gotten up for like some music writing and producing awards in Colombia. His stuff sounds really good. It's very like poppy, and I think it would be the right combination. And he only charges $500. And I'm like, sold. Yep. I'm like, okay. If I lose $500 and it sucks, at least we tried.
Right.
I send it to this guy. We're like messaging on WhatsApp. I send it over to him, and within a matter of like less than a week, he sends something back to me that like literally when I listened to it gave me chills. I'm like, this is exactly the production that it needed. He took my audio track from the thing we did in Nashville, sped up the BPM a little bit, and like made it so I could hear like the demo, how it would sound with my voice. And I'm like, this is perfect. And so we did everything. He did everything in Colombia, sent everything back to me, and then I recorded the vocals in Nashville. And man, we had an amazing vocal producer, Steve Fischel, incredible producer in Nashville. He's Grammy Award winning. He's an awesome player, and I have never had somebody push me so hard in the studio. We were there for probably 4.5 hours.
On one vocal?
For just one song, yeah.
That'll burn your voice out.
It was at the end of it, I don't think I talked to anyone for like 2 days after that. I was like, oh my gosh, my brain, because also it's like, the song is a challenging song to sing. It's a lot of fast, a lot of ups and downs, and like high energy. So
yeah, dancers and everything on stage. You were in front of a giant audience.
Yeah,
that was probably yours.
Oh yeah, that was. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm taking way too long to get there. Basically, I turn it in, I send it to the lady at FIFA. I hear nothing. For 3 weeks. She told me they were picking the song at the end of October. It's November. I'm like, well, at least it is what it is. Then I get an email and she said, hey, I wanted to let you know that I sent your song, but unfortunately we have an exclusive contract with Universal. We agreed to let them create all the music, and they're not open to having an independent artist.
It's a hell of a time to find that out.
Yeah,
really.
So anyways, I was like, hey, okay. And, I said, if they ever wanted to, and I didn't want to give up my songwriting credit, and I said, but hey, I'm open to having a conversation with them.
That's right.
If they want to do a one-song deal, which would mean like, sure, you don't have to give me a full record deal, but let's do a one-song deal, which means they would get their royalties for masters and whatnot. So again, didn't hear anything. Another whole month goes by. It's almost Christmas. I am literally at, what's that place? Lucky Star Brewery down in Miamisburg with my family. We're playing Singo, the little bingo with his songs. And I got a call from that lady. And it's like 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, the lady's calling me. And my brother's like, go outside right now. Really? And so I like sprint outside. And she said, hey, Alexis, how's it going? And I'm like, good, how are you? And she's like, I know it's been a while since we talked. And she was like, I just want to let you know that the reason that we have not, made a decision yet, and she said, because everyone on my team has listened to the demos from the artists at Universal, and everyone likes your song better. Oh. And she said, so we're going to go to bat for you. She said, because we do have this exclusive contract with Universal, but they have not given us what we basically asked for, and you did. And now we're at the time frame where we don't feel that they've submitted something up to par. Wow. So we are going to tell them that we're going with your song.
Yes.
That is great.
And that's like even more rewarding than just feeling like I got picked, because I knew her.
They went to bat for you.
Yeah, they went to bat for me, and they competed against songwriters who were literally signed by Universal. So they picked my song. Man, I won't go into the details, but I learned a lot about the music industry that was not fun, because Universal was not happy that they picked my song. They took it, they reproduced it. They took the dude from Colombia off of it completely. Oh. They didn't put his name on it. They reproduced it by like adding in a bass track or like something more. It sounds the exact same. Then they took 10% credit for producing this, and then they wanted to have a Hispanic girl sing verse 2, and she's more like a rap girl. Yeah. So she wanted to write her own verse, so they gave her 15% songwriting credit. And at this point, it was the day before, and I had to hire a lawyer. Again, I haven't got paid a single dime. Go through all this hard stuff. At the end of the day, it was the day before the song was supposed to come out, and I'm like, I'm playing hardball, because I'm like, they already told me they're using my song. It's the day before the song's supposed to start, so I'm not going to sign it. If you don't want to use my song, you have no song. Like, I was so upset. So finally, after back and forth, they did take some percentage, but it was a middle ground between what I asked for and what they wanted. And so we landed somewhere in the middle there. And even though that was the tough part, yes, it did. It became the anthem of the 2024 Gold Cup. It was played on every single commercial, every time there was a game, everything. And then I got to go and perform it at the final national championship. It was 36,000 people. And, I always said, like...
Now, was that lip sync or did you actually sing it?
We were lip syncing, but I was singing.
I know. There were multiple singers.
So there were multiple singers. So what they did is the U.S. played Brazil for the final tournament, so it was cool. I was representing the U.S. and they had other girls from different countries representing their teams, which was really cool. And the girl who wrote the verse was from Puerto Rico, so she came.
It's a great song.
Now, did the Colombian guy ever get?
He got paid from me, but he never got anything. I released my version with him on my own personal channel, which is me singing it only. So he gets a little royalties from that, but obviously it didn't do as well.
Let's get to the movie because I want to make sure we cover some of the other. You had a movie with Lee Greenwood and some other relatively known people that you would recognize if you saw them.
Yeah.
How did the movie come about?
So, I have to give props to my dad. He would always tell me.
We don't want to give props to Saul. If he was here, we would gladly say, yes, great job, Saul. Yeah, but no, he's not here.
It's a no-show.
Yeah. So, no, he literally, I remember a conversation we had, which was like, the more that you can bring to the table, the more marketable you are, the more money that you can bring to a record label, because that's what it is. It's a business. So I started doing modeling. I started taking acting classes and doing all kinds of things. I worked with a modeling agency in Nashville and a talent agency there as well for things outside of just country music. And I got booked for an audition for a live stage theater show called Ticket to Nashville. And I did that back in 2020, I think it was, and it went in West Virginia is where we did it at a couple theaters in West Virginia. Super fun experience, really, really cool. Just kind of chalk that up to a really great learning experience, a lot of fun, a good paycheck. And then about a year later, I got a call from the writer of that play, and he said they picked up my play and they're going to turn it into a movie, and there's two people from the stage show that we would like to be in the movie. It'd be you and the other main girl who's actually one of my best friends. And so because we became friends because we stayed in West Virginia for 2 months together, and so literally that's how that came about. So they filmed it in Nashville, and and that was incredible. We filmed it a couple of years before it came out. I think 2022, because of COVID, it lost funding halfway through our filming. It was a very, very, I didn't think it was ever going to come out because for a year after we were done and we didn't hear anything. We didn't think it was going to happen. So that was done in 2022 and didn't come out till last year.
I remember some of the scenes you were filming on Broadway, correct?
Yeah.
You had, that had to be kind of cool that all these cameras pointing at you.
It was super cool. It was super cool. And my character in the movie is a famous country singer. So I'm like, this isn't even acting. This is just what I want. Yeah. So no, that was incredible. I think that was one of the coolest experiences. I really like pushing myself and trying to see how far I can go. So doing the acting classes, learning about how you do things differently on camera versus on stage. It was a great experience. Yeah, I definitely hope to do more stuff like that in the future.
So you go to Nashville quite a bit. You're down there once a month or twice a month?
Yep.
You're doing studio work and doing some things down there, but then you'll come back to Dayton.
Yes.
And you've decided to kind of also put your hook in the water for being a real estate agent, correct? Because you did it down there and you were successful.
Yes.
And you said, I can do this up here because my mom's involved with it.
Yeah.
And by the way, her mom is the angel amongst all these things, right?
The whole Gomez family.
Yeah. So you're now kind of going down the real estate path and kind of doing the music and the real estate at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, just full transparency, I have been doing this music thing for a very, very long time, and I feel so blessed, and it's been amazing, and I don't think I'll ever quit. I think I will always do music, and I will keep walking through the doors that I know God opens for me, but also one of my biggest dreams and passions is to get married, to have a family and do things like that, and as I'm getting a little bit older, I would love to just set myself up for success in those areas as well.
You'd be a huge success in real estate.
Thank
you. I mean, with that personality, oh my gosh.
Thank you.
And she's modeling in
so am I.
Warm and,
so are we.
Warm and cheerful. Shop Smitten. I've seen.
That's right. We were filming there. And you were there. That's right.
Yeah, I do their modeling stuff.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So you're going and you're working for Coldwell, correct? Mm-hmm. So if somebody's out there looking for a great real estate person,
call me.
She could be the one.
Yeah.
So let's end this conversation with a point I kind of want to make, and you probably maybe feel the same way. You know, there's pro golfers. There's guys who go out there and are on the tournament and the pros, right? And they eventually go be a golf pro somewhere. And there's local musicians who are extremely talented. I mean, these guys are just as good as anybody in the world.
Absolutely.
But maybe they're not on the PGA tour, right? So, but they're still playing and they're still enjoying playing. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
You enjoy playing and making music. And no matter where you go, as long as you enjoy that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel the same way?
No, I want to make. Of course. It's a lifetime process, and
you love to play golf. Whether you're a pro or not,
and
you love to play
it. Music, it's if you lay it down for a while, you can always pick it back up. It's
always there.
It's nice, and it's.
You get to determine your version of success.
Yeah,
that's my
absolutely.
big thing.
Yeah.
15-year-old Alexis would have been happy with even getting her 10 seconds of fame on American Idol. And if she could see all the things that I know that I've done now, I have to remind myself of, like, if nothing else happens, man, that's a really incredible thing that I got to chase this dream. So I think anybody out there who wants to do it, just don't let other people tell you what that success is. You determine it, because that's what I think keeps you joyful through the process.
Right. Because if you think you're going to get this and you didn't get that,
then you don't enjoy the middle.
You don't just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
For however long it lasts.
I wouldn't be doing music if it wasn't fun.
Are you doing music?
Occasionally. If it wasn't fun,
What's your band's name?
We're still thinking.
By the way, let's plug for the good folks at St. Leonard's the gig that you're going to be playing this weekend.
Both out there. Yeah.
So you're playing this weekend for Centerville at
Cornerstone.
Cornerstone. Now, is it just you? Is it you?
Just me.
Solo act.
Just me. And yeah, come out. If you've never come to an acoustic show, I encourage you to. It's very different than the full band show.
Right.
Much more. I love to take requests. Like we talked about before, I love to talk to people. That's what I love. And with a band, it has to be very planned out because there's so many moving parts, and so we do that really well, and it's big energy. But man, with just me and my guitar, I'll be like, what do you want to hear? What's your favorite song?
We're going to give you a second here to play something.
And a lake behind you.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a great scene.
So, but you're playing at Boomerfest.
No, this week?
No.
This week,
the same date my daughter's getting
Green
married.
Tomato thing.
Yeah.
And this week, where are you?
We're at Zinc.
So we're all busy this week.
That's right. We're all pulling each other's crowds. No one's going to be there.
Yeah, that's right.
But you're at Boomerfest. You're the closing act, and you're going right before him. Correct?
I think so.
Yeah, we go after the feature band. I don't know why they don't do
You
that.
guys are the feature band of Centerville. I'm serious. You guys are incredible.
But there are in the works possible guest appearance.
Oh, now you're
after
putting her
they do their
on the
show.
spot because she may not show.
We're doing it.
She'll show. It's on Saul.
Saul's not going to show.
Saul,
he didn't show for this.
He's got to play that 6 o'clock gig there, and when they're done,
steal his keys.
That's it. That's all it'll take. When they're done, hopefully they'll stick around and do a song with us.
We will.
Totally unrehearsed and spontaneous, and that's the best way to do it.
So last question. Actually, I'm going to have you pick up the guitar if you get ready.
Okay.
When you guys practice, you need a pick?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, hold on. Talk to him, Gary. Talk to him. Talk to these people.
I don't have anything to say. Oh, okay. I was thinking of something to kill time, but I was going to wait till afterwards. The 90s country band that we saw at Miamisburg at that same new venue was Neon Moon.
Oh, I feel like I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're from Atlanta, and they came up and they sounded Atlanta too.
They did.
And they acted it. It was a very good show.
All right, so the song you're going to play is a song you wrote?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is going to be released as a single, correct?
Yes, this is my next single.
And it's copyrighted already.
It's copyrighted.
I've heard bits of it, and this when she heard it, and I heard it in the headphones, I go, oh my God. This is such a great song. No
warm-ups. We're just going for it. Yeah, what's cool is like I said, it's been a journey these last, 10, 12, 13 years. And I feel like just this year I'm finally like writing music that actually means something to me. It's like before I kind of got caught up in what you were talking about, that like 3-minute hit, and I just want to get the record label, and I just want to get this, and I just want to get that. And now I'm just like, man, I just want even if it's 100 people who hear this song, I want them to really experience what it means. So this is...
We should get 100 listens.
This is called Old Me. Old me would have played him like a fiddle, took him left, took him right, leave him somewhere in the middle, only living life for me and what I thought would make me happy. I didn't want to get hurt, always had to have the last word. Then he came along and started proving me wrong. Thank God he got a hold of me, changed my life for the better. You see, I'm stronger than I could ever be on my own. And I can't believe I'm standing here now, 'cause 3 years back it had never worked out with old me. So thank God he got a hold of me. I never thought I'd find this kind of love. The good ones are gone, girl, don't expect much. But somehow he found me and never let go. And I spent so much time trying to mask my past. He showed up and saw right through that. He loved me for me and changed everything. So thank God he got a hold of me, changed my life for the better. You see, I'm stronger than I could ever be on my own. And I can't believe I'm standing here now, 'cause 3 years back it had never worked out with old me. So thank God he got a hold of me. Sunday mornings I said all the right words, but inside me I felt nothing but hurt. Till it finally sank in, all I needed was him. So thank God he got a hold of me, changed my life for the better. You see, I'm stronger than I could ever be on my own. And I can't believe I'm standing here now. Even back then he loved me somehow, yeah, old me. Can thank God, old me. Can thank God he got a hold of me. Oh, got a hold of me.
See, isn't that a great song?
I'm tearing.
What's so cool about this? As we're sitting here right next to her, that's how you know it's true talent. When they can sit there with a guitar, no effects, no nothing, it comes across that good. That's when you know.
I'd need a book, and I'd need all the lyrics in front of me.
And
lots of background harmonies.
Well, Alexis, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. This was awesome.
Yeah. So we love being able to say we know you. Actually, our claim to fame.
Likewise.
Yeah, it is.
And as for your dad,
you owe us big time.
I had to bribe him. I said,
I heard there was a dinner or lunch involved. Yeah.
And he goes, well, all right, I'll do it, but you don't really need to buy me lunch. Then he finds every reason in the world to back out.
I know.
He's a busy guy. He'll be here next time. I'll make sure of it.
Yeah, but you got to go sell a house, right?
Yeah, go sell a house right now.
Folks, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you all next time.
See ya.
See ya.